Pew, pew. Oh, wait. My bad. We are now officially, as of today, on to week 7 of the NFL season. And we got some things to discuss with this matchup coming up. They released the injury report, so we're going to discuss that a little bit. And yeah, so you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get started. Sammy, bring us in.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. And Bill Show.
Intercepted! Marlon Jackson! Marlon's got it! We're going to the Super Bowl! We're going to the Super Bowl! Marlon Jackson with the interception! He picked off Tom Brady!
The sickest Indianapolis Colts podcast. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah. We are back. Welcome back to the Sick Podcast Anvil Show, where we're going over everything Colts related and all the other good stuff in between. Okay, so we're gonna be discussing some things. We are now officially in week 7, and before we get into anything, let me just go ahead and just introduce the guys. I am CJ. We have with us, I'm not sure which way directly, but we have with us my good bald brother Big P.
What up?
And then they call him Blue Meanie, but he's actually not mean. However, don't test him, okay? Because you never know, all right? You just don't try to test somebody based on a name. But we have with us Eric Griffin, a.k.a. Blue Meanie.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Welcome back. Glad to have you on for this Thursday. And yeah, man, how's everybody's week been? How's everybody been doing so far?
Not bad. Well, once I took some heart medication after Sunday, I felt a little bit better, but yeah.
There you go. Hey, listen, it's probably wasn't even in your heart. Probably a little bit of gas. We're not going to hold it against you though, because it's just like this team is going to cause your stomach to rumble a little bit. So you ain't even got to worry about that. But
man, that Hattie's hot chicken in Nashville, yeah, you're right. It might have been indigestion.
It could have been. Could have been them touchdown dances that you was doing every time we scored.
Oh, that's true.
Could be, but if it wasn't a touchdown dance that you did, could be a touchdown dance that we were doing. Because whether it's touchdown, tutty, and for 6, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. We don't care how they score them. We really don't. Ugly, beautiful, doesn't matter. Touchdowns are touchdowns, and we want to bet on touchdowns. And DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering. If you're ready to place your first bet, try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown, or you can go to DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. I think, Pat, the other day when you did yours, I think we said JT anytime touchdown.
No, Josh Downs.
Oh, Josh Downs anytime touchdown. Okay, so Josh Downs anytime touchdown again?
No, let's change it up.
Okay, all right. What do you got this time?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson anytime touchdown?
Anytime, anyway.
All right. What about you, Meanie? What you got?
I'd like to say JT, but man, I don't know if he's going to hit the field. I mean, I even supported tonight. Yeah, JT jersey. I'm going to go with the defensive score.
Whoo! Oh, so defensive score this time?
Yep.
Let's
throw it out a little wild, man. I already on DraftKings. I already got my Colts -3 and took the over 43.5. I think we're going to go over that. So, my boys at DraftKings, give me my money.
Well, either way, if you're ready to do a touchdown dance of your own, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. You can score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Download the Sportsbook app and use code SICKSPORTS. That's SICKSPORTS. All caps, no spaces. That's code SICKSPORTS for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
All right. And without further ado, fellas, let's just get into it. We're past Tennessee. You know, we kind of got the jokes out of the way. I mean, I got my joke out of the way with the Spider-Man web shooters because that was weird. But
That was freaking hilarious, dude.
listen, that's
Anytime you can get the Spider-Man reference in, you're good.
I still very perplexing. But you know what? We got the win, so I don't care. Now this week on to Miami, and mind you, we're home. So that's one less thing that we have to worry about because I don't know if you've been to Miami at any point other than December or January, but it's ridiculous out there weather-wise. Went 2 years ago, I think, when they played Miami in Miami, and I was baking. I was literally baking. It was not good. But completely different scenario now. So this week we are going to be playing. Now they released the injury report for this week. So, I mean, I think the only ones who didn't practice today were DeForest Buckner and JT. You had people who were limited participants, and I'm pulling it up right now. So limited participants were guys like, one second. I should have already had this.
Alec Pierce popped up on the injury report today.
Yeah, with the shoulder. He was limited participation as well.
Yep.
So, and that was kind of weird, but then again, it's like, okay, we'll just go with it, I guess. But yeah, so it looks like Dio practiced, even though he came out the game this past Sunday. Michael
But
Pittman
he
Jr.
did go back in, right? He did go back in the game.
Okay. Yeah, and but it seems like it was more lingering than anything else.
Yeah, I still don't know what it was that got him out for a little bit.
It was a hamstring.
Okay, he did go back in though.
Yeah. So, and unofficially, okay, so here we go. So, full participants today were AR, Michael Pittman Jr., Braden Smith. Limited were Josh Downs, Ryan Kelly, Dio Dennybo, Trace Herman, and EJ Speed. Oh, and did not participate in practice today. Alec Pierce and Jonathan Taylor. So he actually did not participate in today's practice. With Chris Lemons also not practicing today. So, I mean, right now it's just like the only ones that are kind of out of, or I'm going to say that didn't practice or didn't get any type of reps in were JT and Alec Pierce. Now, we can go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room because the media interviewed him today. Jonathan Taylor.
I have been losing weight, so you're going to stop that shit.
Well, listen, I will. You're a baby elephant, though, so don't worry about that. You know, it's just like mostly muscles. There you go. You're strong. We know that you do your pull-ups every day, Pat. So
I pull up to the breakfast table.
Listen, I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. You didn't have to expound. You didn't have to give the details. Okay, if you would have just gave me the thumbs up and said, well, I'll explain the rest later. Right. Completely
That's
fine.
Heavy when you load that bad boy.
But JT, so there was a lot of questions about JT. Also, this is going to be his third game out, and they said he addressed being a high ankle sprain. He addressed the fact that, with these types of injuries, trying to monitor timeline, have to go into it a little bit more cautious. A question that I want to ask, because we know that in the 2022 season, JT initially got that injury that he basically continuously played on. And then that led to all the hullabaloo last year with, him having to rehab and recover, but then also wanting the new deal. And so do we feel like he's trying to make sure that he's trying to get back to 100% before putting himself out there again? Or, I mean, is this just another smokescreen? Like, what does this look like? Because we know exactly how it looked when he started looking for a deal, talking about, listen, I played as much as I could. I even played hurt. But, I mean, is this a precautionary measure? Is this more so like him kind of protecting himself for longevity purposes? What does it look like, especially since he hasn't even gone on IR?
Well, in my opinion, we're never going to have that answer to that question, Chris. Yeah. We don't have flies on the wall. So my mindset is it goes kind of both ways.
Mm-hmm.
because there's only two ways to answer that question.
Yeah.
One, if the team's being cautious with him, you got to think good.
Yeah.
You know, if JT's being cautious with himself, you got to think good. I'd rather miss 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 games than the whole freaking season. Just like we talked about with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
You know, be cautious with it. These are your star players. These are your number ones on the field. That's possible. Best way to do that is send them out there as close to 100% as possible. But we've all played this game. We know nobody is 100% after game 1. Everybody gets banged up. Everybody gets bruised up. So where is that magic percentage where they'll actually send somebody back out 85, 90%, 95%? Not sure. But either way, I think it's smart to judge on this side of caution. Now that I'm talking to your ear.
I think that
Eric was paying attention to me.
I was paying attention. I wonder if we rode that horse a little too hard in 22. And I could see where he would err on the side of caution.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we beat that poor kid to death that year. I mean, he just ran ragged. And I'm wondering now, it's like, you know what, guys? I didn't get everything I wanted out of that. Why don't I just take it back a step?
Yeah.
You know, I got my check. I was really hoping to see him on the field this week. You know, I thought he'd have the fire in his belly to come out and help the guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sold on Trey Sermon backing him up. If we got to go that route this week, I hope they start Goodson.
Yeah, I'm very much getting into the chat.
Sorry.
Welcome back, Kevin. No, it's all good. Welcome back, Kevin. Welcome back, Teresa. Patrick. And Patrick mentioned this is like, damn, without Taylor, we need Goodson to start. And I mean, I'm in that too, because to me, Miami's defense, their strength is in their secondary. Their weakness is definitely in their front seven. And with Trey Sermon, he's the quintessential power back. He's going to run north-south, and that's about it. But I think Goodson gives you a little bit more mobility, gives you a little bit more wiggle room in the run game. And that's honestly what we're probably going to be leaning on a little bit more. So, if we're talking about that, I think that's going to be exactly where we need to go with making sure that, when you're looking at the game, when you're looking at the game plan needs to be to go ahead and attack the run. And honestly, attacking the run is how you're going to make sure that you go ahead and you open up for, the play action, open up for the RPO, the way that you need to. So, I mean, I can see them absolutely, hopefully going with Goodson because, like I said, Sermon, he really can't get anything going. But Goodson, he's been out there doing fantastic.
If he does have the hot hand, he's quite capable.
Well, his hands have been blasted by Mr. Freeze recently.
Yeah.
In the passing game.
In the run game, too? What, Sermon?
Yeah, I disagree with you there. Now, against Tennessee, he shit the bed. Absolutely.
Oh, big time.
But he's quite capable. But to be honest, I would like to see Hall in this rotation.
Oh, Evan Hall?
Yeah. We have not really got to see him. But what, 2 plays in the first game last year, and then he tore that ACL or something?
Yeah, it was a season-ending injury. Yeah.
Yeah, but in camp he looked really good. And those first couple of plays, I'm like, man, that's a bury the nose kind of runner. Love to see it.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him get in that rotation, and if Shane is smart, he will put all 3 in that rotation and find out who has the hot hand for the day. It could be Hall. It could be Goodson. It could be Trey.
Yeah. It all depends. I mean, their defense, like I said, their defensive strength is in the secondary. That front seven right now, I think they're also a little bit beat up. So, I mean, you have the opportunity to go ahead and exploit that first and second level because, I mean, linebacker-wise, I think their best linebacker, or at least the ones who generally would be able to cover, is going to be out.
Yep.
And I mean, as far as that D line goes, I don't really trust that D line either. I mean,
No, they're ranked 32nd in defense.
no,
I think 20th.
no,
20th
Or,
is
yeah,
low
maybe
20s, isn't
20.
it? It's in the low 20s, I think.
Let me pull it up here.
yeah, but the thing is, right now they're ranked 3rd in pass defense.
I think
Overall 28th, offense 28th, defense 20th. Special 32nd.
20th.
So
Ooh, called it.
he's right there, meaning.
I think even a blind squirrel eventually finds a nut. Having AR back, I think, would help Trey out because you've got that other rushing threat there. So I don't want to be optimistic in that way. But again, as I've pointed out before, and you guys have too, when you got AR out there, you're opening up another dimension.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like, I think Miami, and to me, honestly, even with Miami, like their defense, mind you, I'm not sleeping on their defense, but also at the same time, I mean, they've had the opportunity to play some teams that really just were not that great. I mean, they played against their most recent games before they went on bye were against the Patriots. They played against the Titans before that. I mean, I think it's just like, of course, they played Josh Allen, but that's division opponent. And then they played against Seattle, and Geno Smith threw for almost 300 yards on them. So, I mean, and they played against the Jags, where we know, outside of when the Jags play us, their offense has not been good this year. So, I mean, like I said, I feel like this Miami team, they have playmakers, absolutely, but I just don't think that they're going to be as fearsome as what we would think that they would be. But it's still, like I said, still not going to take them lightly.
You can't. You can't take any team in the NFL lightly. I don't care what their record is. I don't care what their stats are. They're still professionals. They're at this level for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, everything before you meet them is out the window.
Oh, yeah.
Because this Sunday is a new Sunday. How are they going to play? How are they going to be fired up? How are they going to be motivated? We don't know until that whistle starts.
Yeah.
And they had
you
get healthy.
Anybody that says, "Oh, that's an easy win," I just shake my head at. I'm like, no, there is no easy wins in this in the NFL.
Yeah.
No, that kind of, when you said the easy wins thing, and thinking of the Dolphins and people saying that again, this would be an easy win. Our schedule after this week, holy cow! I mean, if we don't get it straight this week, it's going to get ugly real fast. We're going into definitely the more carnivore edge of our schedule.
Yeah. After this, we got Houston again. We know how they're playing. We got Minnesota after them. We know how they're playing. We got Buffalo. We know how they play. The Jets, Detroit, and then New England. Yeah, you're absolutely right, man.
Not a fun stretch.
I'm gonna listen. I'm going to be controversial here. I'm going to be the guy. Cue the music. The dun dun dun. That stretch doesn't really scare me. And the only reason
got balls of steel.
CJ, hold my hand.
They are. I mean, listen. Stainless over here, baby. All right,
it must be
stainless.
But the thing is, we're talking about those games now. Mind you, if I'm looking at each one of those games, I'm looking at like the state of each team right now, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm looking at Houston, division opponent, however, for some reason, whenever we play Houston, we play better in Houston than we do when we're actually at home.
Yeah.
We do.
So I mean, for that one doesn't really bother me. Minnesota's going to be tough because Minnesota's playing lights out, barring any major, developments. That's going to be a really tough one.
See, Minnesota will back up the point that I just said, that any given Sunday.
Oh yeah,
Name me, besides Jefferson, name me a marquee player on that team. And they're playing lights out.
Yeah, that's like I said, that's the reason why that one's a little bit tough. And then who's the next one? I think they said Buffalo, or was it Buffalo?
Buffalo after Minnesota.
Buffalo, for as good as they've looked, I think since Josh Allen's been there, we've only lost to that team once. I think maybe in like the last 3 meetings that we've had with them. And I mean, even the last one before that, that was the year that JT absolutely just went on that tear where they ran for 5 touchdowns against that defense. Now, mind you, that as good as that Buffalo team is, for me personally, I feel like they're always kind of due for a game where people go into that game, and then it's going to be just they're not going to be as dominant as what we believe them to be. I feel like Buffalo gets this reputation every year for being this absolute dominant juggernaut, and then they always have a game where it's just like somebody just comes in and punches them in the mouth. And the last time we punched them in the mouth, I mean, 5 touchdowns was JT's game versus them, and they had no answer for anything. So then moving on, going to Detroit, I think Detroit is going to be a tough game because we're going to have to. Jets. Okay,
yeah, Jets after Buffalo.
I don't see. So they just got Devontae Adams. I still don't see it. That team is they have Nathaniel Hackett and Todd Downing calling the offense, which I don't know if you guys know, but you'd be better off having Larry and Mo from the Three Stooges as your offensive coordinators and your offensive play callers than those 2 stooges. Like literally,
you've been reading too much of Meanie's writing, haven't you?
Listen, I don't know if you know. It's just like the words that Meanie puts on paper. I live them out loud. I feel like I am the embodiment of what he writes. By the way, if you haven't seen his articles, please make sure that you go to, I believe it's Sick Podcast or Sick Network,
Sick
Podcast.com.
Sickpodcast.com.
Make sure that
click
you go
the news.
There. Yep. Make sure that you go there, that you read it, look at that stuff. Very, very good writing. But yes, so like I said, I'm the physical embodiment of what he's been writing. But then, so I mean, as far as the Jets don't really. I mean, they're 2-4 right now, and I think the Jets are still going according to what we believe they should be on paper, as opposed to the product they're actually putting out there on a week-to-week basis. The Jets. Good defense, offense is putrid. And you're just supposed to have me believe that because you got Devontae Adams, that's just going to be what it is. That's not going to fix everything.
Well, then you got to figure that Rodgers is going to fire a couple more people, so they'll be better.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, they got rid of somebody. They just didn't get rid of the right body. So I mean, if we're being honest, then fine. Now Detroit offensively, they're tough. But they just lost Aiden Hutchinson for the year. And mind you, Detroit's defense was already a defense that you don't like. You have the people that you need to be able to be just good enough on defense. And then you lose him, you lose your pass rush. So that's why, like, that one, it's just, I think that changes the complexity of how that team's going to look. So, like I said, I know that this stretch is supposed to be like a really tough stretch, but I mean, honestly, it's, like I said, I think the toughest team that we're going to play is Minnesota, barring any major development. So
glad I already booked my trip.
See, you're welcome. You're welcome. Now you have that much more confidence. Believe. All right.
Yeah, we do tend to play up to our opponent. It's even like none of these games this year that we've lost, we weren't ever totally out of them.
Yeah.
So we have at least recently been playing up to our opponents, and once we start getting some more of these folks back, we got a good squad.
Yeah,
we do. Even as young as they are, I've been saying it all season. We're going to be able to compete with anybody. As long as you can compete, you got a daggum chance.
Yep. Any given Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, a big old snot ball just went down my throat as I was talking. So
there's a joke there, and I'm not going.
Yeah, we're not. We're just gonna.
Damn it, I got to remember who I'm talking to.
We're just gonna skim right past that.
Too much respect for you, Big P. Not going there.
So now going back to this Miami game, right? Because we're going to be playing Tyler Huntley. So we're going to be playing Tyler Huntley offensively. I mean, you still have to, like, they still have Tyreek Hill. They still have Jalen Waddle. But going over to the other side of the ball, you know, what is going to be the key to AR just kind of getting going with this?
The key to getting him going?
Yes.
I had this conversation at the shop today with one of my customers. Those receivers, especially Pittman, if Pittman wants to be considered the true number one, which, you know, there's a lot at play there to be called true number one. But to me, his separation needs to be better.
Yeah.
That's going to give Anthony more confidence to throw that ball at him or to him if he can get better separation. Josh Downs going to do Josh Down things. We don't have to worry about that kid. AD, he's got, I don't know the stat for it. I don't even know if they have one. But to me, he's got the best separation of any receiver in the NFL. He's just got to quit being afraid to catch the ball, to taking a hit.
Kidding.
He's got to quit doing, they call them gator arms, where, you know, you're all like this. And he's just got to quit. You're getting the separation.
Yeah.
Let your quarterback throw that ball at you.
Okay.
You're going to be okay. You know, if you feel the pressure coming on you, drop like Marvin Harrison used to do. Marvin mastered the drop.
Yeah.
When he would catch that ball, and if he felt somebody getting ready to smash him, boop, straight down. And had a long, luxurious, glorious career doing that. But if he didn't feel that pressure, he was gone.
Yep.
AD could do the same thing. He's just got to learn it. Somebody's got to teach that to him. So to me, these receivers getting the separation is going to make Anthony feel more confident to throwing that ball that way, because he knows they're getting that separation. He knows the possibility of that INT goes way down.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Flacco's been in this league for a long time. He'll throw it in double coverage and be confident about it. Anthony's not there yet. So give him that space.
Yeah.
Time and reps, he'll be there.
Right. In time and reps, he will be there. But right now, today, or this Sunday, he's not there. So give him as much room as you possibly can. That way he's got that confidence. That's my take on how you get him going. I seen that, Meanie. I seen that.
I'm holding the pens. I'm taking notes.
Wow.
I'd like to see them this Sunday, if AR starts like we're pontificating. Ooh, big words. I would like to see them go deep on the first ball. I would love to see a play action and have AR launch a ball. I mean, that's going to freak out Miami's defense.
Yeah,
because they're not going to expect AR to throw, you know, being off those last few weeks and then coming back in, and then first play we're going to throw him to the wolves,
dropping a 60-yarder on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah,
I love it.
It would definitely set the tone for the day.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I think you kind of touched on it a little bit, at least from where I am, because if you have Josh Downs in there, you can't not afford to I'm gonna say attend to Josh Downs, as Tennessee proved when he absolutely cut up whatever zone they tried to neutralize him with. And I think it'll be no different when it comes down to Miami, because, you know, I think Jalen Ramsey is going to try to play on whoever he believes is the guy who's going to get the ball. And then you'll also probably see that from Kendall Fuller, who's had a low-key good career and is still actually pretty decent. But, you know, if you have Josh Downs pretty
better
much
than Snead, that's for sure.
Man,
did we?
Yes.
Can I bring this up? Can I bring this up?
I was going to.
Did Ballard dodge a bullet with that one?
Oh my God!
What did he tell us at training camp, Chris? Chris brought this up after our interview with Chris at training camp. Off camera, he brought up, the cornerbacks and the free market, and Chris just basically said they're there for a reason, or they're still there for a reason.
Yeah. Well. So the thing is, I think I asked him about Snead, asked him about Diggs as well. I asked about Snead, Diggs, and Simmons. So Snead was somebody that was signed. He just kind of and then with Diggs and Simmons. Now, I want to say we got to see some of Diggs because Diggs actually played in that game. So we got to see that. We saw that Diggs was pretty much a non-factor. Simmons, he actually is doing pretty good in Atlanta. So I mean, I'm gonna say it's just that's fine. But the thing is, Snead, and the thing is, this was because I know a few Titans fans. I said with this team right now, this team is actually going to end up being either a surprise, I'm going to say top 3 seed in the AFC, or they're going to be the 2011 Eagles, where they literally signed all those people and did absolutely nothing. And they're looking real 2011 Eagle-ish.
They are.
So
I love that analogy, by the way.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So, that's just what that is. But, like I said, as far as Miami secondary, I think they're a little bit more disciplined. It's just the fact that, like I said, it's just you're playing without your starting quarterback. So that means that the defense is probably going to end up being on the field a lot more. So that means that there's going to be way more opportunities for offenses to actually do a little bit more. So, like I said, we'll see what happens in this game. But I think if you set the tone early where you just go ahead with a spread offense and you send those 4 wide receivers out there and make them choose their poison, you're going to put them in a really, really tough bind to start out the game.
Let me answer this question for Brittany. She asked, will D-Buck be back this week?
No.
The 8 Ball says, I don't think so.
No, he hasn't practiced. He hasn't done anything this week. He was eligible to come back, and I was hopeful, but he has not even hit the field yet.
But we are seeing some more videos of him out practicing, pushing off of that leg. So the signs are looking good. Hopefully we get him back for Houston. Right after Miami.
Oh, yeah.
God, we definitely need all the pressure we can get on CJ. Absolutely.
Make that kid run for his life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? And like I said, I think ideal scenario, even if JT doesn't go, getting everybody back for Houston next week, I think that'll make a huge difference because, like I said, that all hands on deck for a division game is always going to be a positive. And like I said, having Buckner in the middle, just disrupting offensive lines is going to do wonders, especially for, this secondary where the secondary has been playing, I'm going to say, dare I say tremendously compared to what we thought that they were going to be. And I mean, we need the help on D-line.
Yeah.
Well, they looked a lot better in the second half last week. They made some adjustments and
yeah,
they did.
Now, I have to ask because this was a question that was posed. They said, has Latu been disappointing thus far?
Not to me.
Not to me either.
Yeah, no, me either.
No.
Yeah, he's developing. I mean, these pressures he's getting, that's going to turn into sacks. He's learning. It's he's at the office. He's putting in the time. He's collating the paper. And, he's going to get those TPS reports done, and that's going to turn into sacks.
Yeah. And, I'm going to go kind of deeper than that. I think he's doing the best with what he's being given because we know that Gus Bradley is not going to allow him to just rush the quarterback all the time. I mean, he's pretty much just having to make sure that he's sealing edges and doing what he's doing. But I think if you put him in a position, if Gus Bradley was to tell him, go crazy, I think we're going to see a huge difference in not just the numbers, but we're going to see a huge difference in the pressures. But the thing is, once again, this defensive scheme isn't allowing him to use that high motor that he was lauded for prior to the season.
He's got them all on leashes, man.
Yeah.
We've talked about it multiple times for multiple years now.
Yeah.
I've never seen a defensive game plan to allow the ball come to you.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you guys. It only took us 34 minutes to hop on Gus Bradley. I was wondering how long this was going to take.
Yeah.
Well,
but I'm in complete concurrence with you, my brother.
Yeah.
It's still though. I mean, just the pure thought of that son of a bitch ticks me off.
Yeah.
I mean, and I wholeheartedly believe we are a top 5 defense without Gus. That's the kind of talent we have on defense.
There is a lot of talent.
And he puts chains on every one of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Because honestly,
go back and look at it. Go watch the highlights. Week 1 through 5.
Yeah.
They're playing standstill defense.
Yeah.
They're letting the ball come to them. I have never in my life heard a defensive coordinator not say attack the damn ball.
Yeah.
Go to the ball.
He ruined Darius Leonard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with you there because that man, he's just like he boxed him in.
Yep.
And I think even now it's just like when you see what you can get when you go and have guys constantly get after the quarterback. I mean, we could even say towards the end of the game with Tennessee, we saw him send like a 5-6 man blitz and just completely threw everything off. And the fact that we played two quarterbacks that play, I'm going to say maybe O-lines that are bottom 10, maybe even bottom 5 in the league when it comes to protection, and we literally didn't get to them. It's baffling that you're not going after something that is a clear weakness on a week-to-week basis.
And we should be getting after the quarterback this week.
Yeah.
Because
we really should.
Snoop's in there.
Yeah.
Tua's still off till I think he's eligible to come back next week.
Yeah, he's eligible next week, yeah.
Okay.
Huntley is their best running back that they have right now.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing is, yeah, A-Chain's questionable. So
Yeah,
A-Chain's
Devon's
questionable to
hurt.
play.
Yep.
So I mean,
He's a talent when he's out there, but yeah, you're right. He's questionable.
yeah. So I mean, if we're being completely real about it, it's like something's got to change with this defense. And like I said, Nate Ollie, he took the blame for the defense. And like I said, the defensive line is worse off this year than they were last year, even after signing Charlie Partridge, who unfortunately, they signed him for a job where Gus Bradley pretty much is responsible, but he's just going to be the next face of disaster. So I don't know where else to go when it comes to that, but I mean, when it comes to this game now, we got that. How do you even remotely, knowing what we know about defense, how do you slow down Tyreek and Jalen at this point?
You don't.
Well, Kenny Moore's back.
Even still, you can't. My God, those two are a freaking nightmare.
And I got
Gus is not going to press them at the line.
No.
That's just
no.
That's not going to happen. The only way to slow those two down is to get to Huntley quick, disrupt everything from the O-line back. That's the only.
Looked good last week too.
They look good.
Yeah,
but
God.
yeah, Tyreek is a machine.
Yeah, a fast one.
Indeed.
It's like the machine whenever they spill like a little bit of like water or juice in it and then it starts moving like super speed. That's what he is. He just never stops moving at that speed.
Yeah. It's insane. But yeah, you better get to that QB quick.
I don't see Gus switching up and going to a bunch of blitz packages. I wish he would. Or at least come with more than 4. crap. Just make the kid think he's going to get some pressure.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to do your best to I'm going to say neutralize them, but we can. I'm going to go ahead. We can go ahead and do some predictions, and then we can go ahead and hit the chat because I know a lot of people are tapping in. So, what do we have as far as what we believe win loss and what is the score?
27-17 Colts.
I like your double digit optimism. I love it.
I'm
I
looking
love it.
forward to it, my friend.
Pat, you look like you just got an itch on your butt cheek when he said that. Wait.
Yeah, somebody mute meanie.
No, I'm thinking it's still going to be a lower scoring game. You know, maybe 24-17, 24-14. I hate doing
scoring game. You're dropping mine by 3 points.
Yeah, I hate doing score predictions, especially going second or third.
Good.
I mean, wait, let me say 39-2. Is that make you feel better, buddy?
No, you're not going to get a safety. Let's go to 3. Be realistic, Pat.
Okay, 3.
No, I'll happily start going third. you ask for a score, and it's the one I already had.
No, I hate doing score predictions because I'm rarely ever right. I'm rarely ever close.
It's the score prediction I had in the article I'm dropping tomorrow on the website. So boom. Again, check it out. sickpodcast.com. And you can also find me at Blue Meanie Colts on the X Twitter.
Yes. Well, I mean, now that we're jumping the gun, I got 24-21. So since Meanie wants to be, we're going to call you preemptive Meanie from now on.
So my wife calls me that. You're good.
But let's get to some of these comments because, like I said, people have been talking. Zach says, "What's up, Anvil family? I'm tuning in from Indy. Let's go Colts! Can't wait for Sunday." If you see Pat off to the side, don't worry. He's not having an asthma attack. He just needs to control himself. Bad Pat. Bad Big P. All right.
We're gonna have to limit his time on this. He gets some evil shit going through my head.
Listen, as normal.
My job, Big P. Make people think.
See, I see why.
Yeah, but I went dark with that one, man.
I see why I am where I am. You two, knock it off. You two.
You're the adult in the room.
Yeah, I'm the adult in the room. I'm the adult. Meanwhile,
somebody's got to.
These two 10.5-year-olds.
Oh, wait until we get Clyde back.
Oh Lord. No, that's
looking forward to that.
Which, by the way, I think he's leaves today. So
I believe so. Yeah, I believe his bags are packed. Once he gets back in, he'll have to do some debriefing. Some medical and things like that, and get back with his family and all that. I'm not sure when he is actually planning on jumping back on the stream, but it shouldn't be too long because I know he's been itching to jump on here.
Exactly. So yes. So safe travels, Clyde. Get back safely. So yeah, let's get back into here because I don't even know what to do with you two. But then he says, Teresa says, Zach Hayes, welcome to Indy. Stop by the Sick Podcast Anvil Tailgate and have fun. Yes, make sure that you are going to the tailgate every Sunday right there in Touchdown Town. Make sure that you look for the blue Anvil camper. It's going to have the anvil right in front. So yes, make sure that you are out there and ready.
Make that tailgate too. That's I'm right down from the nice blue RV. And this week I'm going to have Cajun shrimp chowder. Everybody's welcome. Big P loves my cooking.
Oh, fuck yeah, I do.
So dude, come by and grab a big old bowl.
I usually don't say the F word on this one, but to his cooking, it's a
thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you. All are welcome. So please come by and tailgate with us. And if you have not been down to the lot, just to the north of the Luke, it's a hell of a time.
It is. Blue Crew puts on a fantastic tailgate.
Okay.
And even if you don't come to ours, you're still welcome to come to the Blue Crew lot and go through everybody else's. Everybody's very friendly. Everybody's very open. Everybody will feed you. Everybody will give you a drink. And everybody has a little tip jars put out, and no tailgater makes money. I'm just telling you that. I'm just telling you right now. If you go to somebody's tailgate, they've lost money. Okay, so whatever you do tip, it goes for the very next game.
Yeah, come by and see us. I'm right next to the Blue Crew fire truck.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And so
are you going to have the Mustang?
No,
it's supposed to be beautiful.
It is going to be beautiful, but I can't pack everything in there because it's, taking the chowder down. I'm going to have the crock pot to keep it warm, and I'm going to need the generator. And
I think, who do I know that's got a big ass RV that we could probably load a bunch of shit?
Well, we'll talk about that afterwards. We got to get to comments because once you two start talking tailgates, all of a sudden it's just like we're shit.
Oh, I'm not done. I'm not done talking about the tailgate.
I know you're not done talking about but let's get to the comments first because the people are trying to get to the comments, sir.
We will get to them.
No, we never will.
He got to say what he's fixing. Let me say what we're fixing.
Well, go ahead. Yeah, say what you're fixing. Go ahead.
Cuban sliders.
Yes,
Ooh.
the Cuban sliders. I remember
with I think it was 1835 recipe for coleslaw, or something crazy like that. Some kind of crazy old ass recipe for coleslaw.
Okay.
Brittany, I'm with you on the score.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. And so we have. So then Brittany also says, yeah, we definitely have to beat Miami because schedule gets a lot tough for a few weeks after that one, which, I mean, yeah, it's just like schematically it does. But then again, it's just, once again, I think we'll be able to definitely navigate that handily. So I definitely have faith in the team. I think we all do, but we just know, there's nobody that you can just sit there and say, oh, yeah, we'll be okay. But he said, ain't like Miami since they were in our division. Yeah, we left them over there in the AFC East. They're weird over there. I don't think they've won a division in God knows how long anyway, no matter how good they are. They said we need to put sticky tape on AD's hands.
No, we need to put braces on his arms. Keep him extended. He can catch the damn ball, but he's got to get his arms out there.
Doing the T-Rex thing. Yeah,
exactly. And they said, and then Teresa says, or matter of fact, Jacob says, T.Y. was great at the drop too. T.Y. never took hits. He did it.
Fact.
Because normally he gets behind the offense, or he's routing people up and he's heading toward the sideline. So that was always the thing with him. Like, he never had that. So yeah, that's definitely not an issue. And then Teresa says, we as fans are tired of losing. We are. And honestly, it's just like, I think we got to just continue to be very, very patient, like I said, because I think we're going to have ugly wins. I mean, every game that we've won or lost this year has been by less than 7 points. So we just gotta, or 7 points or less. So we just gotta make sure we keep that in mind. Just knowing that we got to be patient with this team because that's where our team is right now. Brittany says Latu will be fine, and if we ever blitzed, he'd probably be getting at the QB much more often, which 100% true. Because we know that, if Gus Bradley doesn't have the guys in the 3-point stance to just stand straight up, we might actually be able to get to the quarterback since, quarterbacks now, they're just like, well, at least I know I won't have to wash my jersey or uniform in general. But
that friggin' hurts, man.
Yeah. It's just like, hey,
only funny because it's true.
Well, I wish it wasn't.
Because it's true.
And then Teresa says, when's Clyde coming back? We need that Omaha button back. Like I said, maybe within the next few weeks. But like I said, we'll be connecting, and who knows? We may actually just have it be like a surprise. Just have him just pop on and then just do what he's going to do. But like I said, he'll be on. He'll be on. I'm going to say if I had to bet money, maybe within the next couple of weeks. But also, Missouri doesn't allow gambling, so take that with a grain of salt. So yes.
You know what we ought to do?
What's up?
When Clyde gets back, everybody just jump up the stream and let him go. Because he's had 6 months of pent-up frustration, not being able to talk Colts football. Just give him the whole hour to himself.
Well, that might be a good idea. Just let him go ahead. He's been doing his lives too because he's just been itching to talk Colts. So you might just have to let him just get to it. So yeah. So then Teresa says 21-17 Colts. And then Sean Conkright, he says he's getting pressure, but the QBs are stepping up and getting rid of the ball quick. Which, I mean, he's going to continue to get pressure, but you almost have to just revel at the fact that if he was actually allowed to go out there and do things the way that we know that he can, I mean, the guy would have possibly had Defensive Rookie of the Year already locked up.
Already.
But I mean, we gotta be patient. We gotta be patient, or at least until Gus Bradley's out of here, and then we get a defensive coordinator who's not afraid to blitz or rush quarterbacks the way that defensive linemen should.
Or have a scheme that's newer than 1998.
This is also true. This is very true. But yeah, so then Sean says 27 to 20 Colts. So yes. All right. So as far as it goes, I think that's pretty much it. That's what we have for you guys. Once again, we do have a little bit of time. So I mean, feel free to plug the tailgates again, not for too long before Sammy kills Big P, but go for it, guys.
Again, it's that north lot. It is the Blue Crew lot that's connected onto Touchdown Town. Man, we've never met a stranger. Everybody's a friend. Come on down, and as Big P pointed out, you're going to get food handed to you. And again, as I invited all y'all, come down. I'll have plenty of chowder for everybody. Except that Italian beef, Pat. We ran out of that by 10 a.m.
Well, I'm glad I could help get rid of it. That shit was good.
That was. I need to do that again.
Oh, yeah.
That was real good.
Well, other than that, guys, like I said, make sure that you are checking out the tailgates. Make sure that you are tapping in. Make sure that you are visiting everybody. I know Meanie already said it preemptively. We're not going to get back into that again because that almost took us down a very, very dark road. It's okay. It's his is Blue Meanie Colts. We'll just get that out the way. You can find that at Big P Colts on Twitter or on X, as he calls it, whatever you want to call it, that's fine. You can find me at CJ Colts Fan. And then make sure that you are following the Sick Podcast Anvil Show on Facebook, following the YouTube page. Make sure that you are liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing. And yeah, make sure that you're following on Twitter too. So other than that, we will see you guys on Sunday. Make sure that you tune in for the live tailgate on Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Correct? Yep.
Ain't no party like a horseshoe party.
There you go. All right. That's much better than what the hell else has been going on this entire episode.
So let me add, Zachary said he's here in town. Zachary Hayes. He's actually from New York, you guys.
Outstanding.
He's going to be, and he's a member of the Blue Crew as well. So
swing by, man.
He's going to be there. So if you want to meet an awesome Colts fan that doesn't live here, come by, meet him.
Mm-hmm.
But pre-warn, if you have an addiction to football cards, he's going to spark it. He is a football card god. So if you don't want to get back into football cards like I didn't want to, don't talk to him, because now I'm back into them and it's killing my wallet. So just be warned. But other than that, I mean, super, super good guy. Great fan. He tries to come down for a game or two every year. That's pretty awesome.
Cool. Well, like I said,
glad to meet him.
Glad you get a chance to come through. So yes, and like I said, make sure that you are tuning in on Sunday. Once again, go Colts Nation. We can't wait. Other than that, make sure that you tune in. Like I said, once again, guys, great to see you, and we will see you Sunday, hopefully before the win, and then we hopefully will go ahead and give you that victory video afterwards. So yeah, but other than that, have a good night. Sammy, take us out.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Anvil Show on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.